Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another week of Pro Wrestling Tonight right here on IndieQuebec.com. It's the Prez, once again, accompanied by my co-host, none other than Magnificent Dre Breeze. How you doing, Dre?
Doing awesome. How you doing, man?
Doing good, doing good. It's been a busy week, but
It is.
hey, we're here for it. We're all about it.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna go over a bit of the pay-per-view, and then we'll go over Dynamite. It's gonna be talking a lot about AEW this week. A lot has happened in AEW.
a lot.
But yeah, I want to start out. We'll talk just about a local show first to get that get our show going here. Yeah, this week we're going to talk about XZW or XZW from
Yeah,
Sorel Tracy this Friday, June 3rd. It's at 525 Fiseb Boulevard, which is at a bar.
yeah. It's a really cool bar. It's a nice place.
Excellent. Yeah. And yeah, it's $20 to get in, and that's for VIP. $15 regular price. So
It's
great
just a
price.
really good price. Yeah, great price.
And you say it's a good bar, I
Yeah,
believe you. Yeah, sounds like a good time for sure. I might actually end up going. I want to go, but it's a big weekend, but I'm gonna have to decide tomorrow what happens.
yes,
But
you will, sir.
that's it. So here, let's go over the card. First, this must is probably the main event. Channing Decker defending the XZW Iron Man title against Thomas Dubois, which
That's gonna be crazy.
yeah, for sure. This should be good. At the last show they had, which was a long time ago by now, it's been about 6 months. They've been on
Yeah,
hiatus because of the COVID and all that. Yeah, Thomas Dubois attacked Channing Decker at the end of the show. So he finally gets his title shot here. That should be interesting. Black Eagle, who I know personally kind of pretty well, is doing his farewell tour. So I guess he's retiring. And
yeah.
yeah, I know he's had a lot of matches in Sorel there at XZW in
Yes,
the
he has.
past.
Yeah, yes,
So
he has.
so that's pretty cool. Another match here. Ryan Donovan from Ontario coming in, taking on Matsais Mir, Eminem, as it says on his t-shirt here. Never heard of him before, but actually maybe I have seen him wrestle before, maybe once. I think he's a rookie from Sorel, if I'm not mistaken. That's cool. Ryan Donovan, seen him wrestle many times.
Yeah, Ryan Donovan's pretty chill.
He's also going to be the special ref in another match featuring the Irish Underdogs, who I'm pretty sure he's in a team with.
He's in the clique with him.
Yeah, exactly. Taking on Black Quebecois, which is Carl Jepsen and Brad Alexis, tag team
That's gonna be
champions,
good. That's gonna
defending
be
their
good.
tag team titles.
That's gonna be a pretty good match.
I mean, it looks like it could go in the favor of the Irish guys because Donovan is the ref. We'll see how that goes. Matt Viviani is going to be defending his Generation X title, but we don't know who his opponent is. It's a mystery
No,
opponent.
it's a mystery
That,
opponent.
that could be interesting. I know XZW, they bring in a lot of guys from around Quebec, so it could probably be a good guy.
Or it could be a
Probably
guy
local.
from anywhere.
Could be a guy from outside Quebec. Good point.
Yeah, they bring a lot of people. They surprisingly
No,
they're
they
able.
really do. They put a lot
Yeah,
into their roster. I
yeah,
like their
they do.
roster. I really do like
I,
their roster. This guy, Matt Viviani, he's held that belt for like a while. Very impressive title reign. We'll see if it comes to an end
yeah,
this Friday. Up next, Black Eagle. So his match that he'll be having is going to be a triple threat against Jeremy Prophet and Zach Patterson, who's like the new rookie of the year, probably.
yeah.
Yeah, that could be interesting. We're gonna have a women's match. Jessica Black from the Black Quebecois taking on local legendary favorite hometown wrestler Marie-Lee Rose from Sorel. Everyone loves her in Sorel. Last time I went there, she was like maybe the most popular wrestler on the show. Marie-Lee Rose. She's doing good.
Yeah.
Doing good in her career here. Since the pandemic's come back, I've seen she's got a lot of good matches going on. Also present, Bone Setter, who's a very well-known wrestler in XCW, Jason Pizziclair, and Alex Cooper, and more. So
It's gonna be a hey, for $15.
yeah, that should be good for $15.
That's pretty
That should be
good.
very good. And they haven't
Just
had a show
Channing
since
Decker,
December.
just Channing Decker versus Thomas War is worth $15.
Yeah, that should be. I'm pretty sure. Probably they'll get some weapons somehow involved in that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And yeah, that
Some-
should be something to watch for sure. These guys are two of the best. So yeah, man, that should be definitely a main event. The rest of the show also solid. Can't wait to
Solid
see
show.
it. Yeah, they got
Yeah.
some of Quebec's best guys. They got a good women's match. They got some up and comers. You got, a good mix.
Oh yeah, and the ambiance that's gonna be around at Bar 525 also, the crowd that's gonna be there, should be pretty lit.
Yeah, that's it. A bar atmosphere is always good for wrestling for sure. I'm
Yeah,
sure
it is.
it can go really crazy. I mean,
Yeah,
we'll see what happens. I mean, yeah, that should be a good show. Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, try to get out to that. We're going to try to get out to that this Friday.
yeah.
So let's get into, let's just talk about the pay-per-view quickly. We're not going to talk about the whole pay-per-view. We'll talk more about the pay-per-view because it's in the past by now, right? Everyone knows what happened. We don't need to go over
No,
everything.
no.
But yeah, overall, good show. There were some great moments. There's some moments in there I will say that like are going to be memorable moments in a wrestling. And like that's rare for a pay-per-view these days, especially if you look at WWE pay-per-view.
Yeah,
And sometimes it's memorable for the wrong thing.
yeah.
I mean, like I remember that freaking Extreme Rules a couple of years ago when Rey Mysterio got his eye pulled out on pay-per-view, but like that's not a good thing.
No,
you know. So yeah, Britt Baker and Adam Cole both win their brackets in the tournaments. I thought that was cool. They were good matches.
Very.
Overall, the tournament was good. It was a good tournament.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good tournament. I mean, would I have had the power couple win the tournament on both bracket sides? I mean, probably not.
It looks like
but
they're pandering to them a bit. Like it's
exactly.
like theater,
Yeah, exactly. In my opinion, I like the whole angle after the Adam Cole match, and Samoa Joe was attacked backstage by Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, and I can't remember his name, the tall Indian dude.
Mahan. Something. Oh no,
Yeah.
that's the guy in WWE.
No. He's that ex-basketball player. Wasn't he a
Yeah.
basketball player? Yeah, he's that guy that was in the basket. What's his name?
We'll remember his name one day. Right now, we're just calling him. I just call him the Giant. He's the
Yeah,
Giant.
the giant. He is the giant, though. At the end of the day. So yeah, that was a pretty good angle. I thought that was
Yeah,
cool. So.
you know what? I'll say like I like that on Dynamite they didn't just like cut the feud as if like the pay-per-view's over and those feuds are all done and we're just starting new stuff. No, the feuds are actually like upping it in violence. And we were talking about that last week about how like some feuds should continue. They can like continue. There's more life to these things than just
one match. Yeah, exactly. The build-up needs to continue a lot of times, I think that they've been tweaking the shows a lot recently, making it better for a lot of things, not just because of that there's a bunch of WWE wrestlers that are there now. Just in general, how the shows run from beginning to end, to storyline, to continuation.
I'd say that's the best improvement that the show has had. Like
it really is. It really is. I don't know if it's the fact that there's a bunch of new producers backstage that are there also. Sanjay Dutt showed up recently, a bunch of guys from the Ring of Honor company is probably working there also, I would assume, backstage and stuff. So yeah, they've really refined the TV show and
Yeah.
even the company in a general when it comes to continuing storylines from Wednesday to Friday to the pay-per-views, to dark.
Feels like there's less wasted, pointless TV segments, like wasted TV time. It feels like they're using their TV time more wisely in general.
Exactly. Yes, they are.
You
They
know?
are. And they're giving the microphone for long promos to the people that should be giving
Yeah. Yeah.
long promos. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. So,
So yeah, one thing though, for sure, the pay-per-view was long. Like I'll say that. Um like we all love wrestling. It's all good to like want to get all the guys on the show, but thing is, it's like it could be too much. And I remember what I was thinking about when I was feeling like it was too much. That's kind of what Ring of Honor did at the beginning. Ring of Honor, when it started, it had like its buzz. It got big ish. It got like kind of as big as it got.
yeah.
In like 3 years, it got pretty much as big as it got until like basically the end. Then it exploded and died.
Yeah. So we're talking about the Cornette days, basically.
Even before that, like the Gabe Sapolsky days, like
Okay.
people were like loving the product. They're getting all these rave reviews. So they start like adding matches to the show, adding matches to the show. And it's like, okay, 4 hours, like constantly. Even the ROH fans at the time, like they started complaining of like, it just feels like it's too long, it's too much. And
Yeah.
like, that's kind of, it's like they take the praise and they're like, okay, we're gonna like give them more. That must mean they want more. It doesn't mean we want more product. It's like
No,
if you go
exactly.
to like a restaurant and you say something's good, it doesn't mean like you want like double helpings.
Exactly. Exactly. And also, when you're planning a show, you don't want to include everybody in the pay-per-view. Otherwise, like, I mean, the guys
It
have to
doesn't feel
work.
special.
No, and they have to work to be on the pay-per-view at the
Hmm.
end of the. You know what
That's
I'm
a good
saying? Like,
point.
if I don't have a good storyline and this guy sucks in the ring, yeah, I'm not trying to diss anybody's talent, but some people are that, you know what I mean? They just ain't got it or whatnot. Why is his ass on the pay-per-view? Like, he should just be on TV until he can prove and get a buzz behind what he's doing. You know what I mean? And people are like, I want to see him. I want to see this. I want to, don't just be putting matches to put matches to put matches to put guys there. And you're just like, I don't even want to watch him on Wednesday right now. Why are you putting him on the pay-per-view? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, he's just not that cool right now. Do something with him. Recreate his character. Tink it a little bit. Put him in a good feud. I don't want to see him. Like, what is this? I hate when they do that. Like, for a while, a lot of places were doing that. They would do like ridiculous triple threat or 5-man matches
Just to
just
get
as a
everyone in
filler,
there.
just to get guys in there. It's like, yes, that's how you open your TV show. You open your TV show and you have that special, da, 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 and then people are like, okay, so who's this guy? I'm gonna watch that. At the
Yeah,
fucking pay
like
per
every
view.
great era of wrestling, like the big shows, they never included like the undercard guys. Like that's never something that people remember as being a thing, you
No,
know.
unless it's the undercard title, which back in the
Yeah,
day was
yeah,
the
but I mean,
Intercontinental.
like
You know what I'm
like at
saying?
WrestleMania, we didn't have like Gilbert like on the pay-per-view, in the Attitude
No,
Era. You
you
know?
didn't. You didn't. No, you didn't. It's just like in this, you shouldn't. Sometimes.
Yeah,
I
so like it was cool. It was like I had fun watching the pay-per-view, but like they could have cut out some matches. Uh yeah.
well, to me, even the Owen Hart finals should not have been part of a pay per view.
It could have been not on the pay-per-view and that would have been
No,
fine.
exactly. It should have been like the girls' championship on Dynamite and the men's on Friday on Rampage. If you want people to
And
tune
make it a
into
main event. It would get good
and make
ratings.
it a main event. Or if you absolutely wanted this to be a pay per view, it should have been a pay per view in itself. One night, two sides, brackets. one guy match, one girl quarterfinal, one guy quarterfinal, one girl quarterfinal, half, all the way to the final of each, the girl championship, the guys, whichever one you want to main event at the end of the day. Make it like a King of the Ring, all in one night. That's it. Like you built it up with whatever matches here, match there. Oh, cool. Now semifinals. Oh, and you have to buy the pay-per-view to see who wins the championship. And it was like, but there's already titles being defended. There's already a damn hardcore battle royal, no rule. What the fuck? What did they call that match again?
Mayhem in the Anarchy in the Arena.
Exactly. Anarchy in the Arena. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just like too much of too much. You could have taken other things to make other nights really pop. You know what I mean? With the championship. I find that whole tournament was because you know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, also it was kind of like undermined, like overshadowed by the fucking mayhem and by Jeff Hardy breaking his back, doing the fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like you've got all these other things going on. You're taking away the luster from what that title in that tournament should have been. A thing in itself to glorify that,
because it's true. At the end of the day, it was just like a moment among other moments on this pay-per-view. There was other moments that outshined it for sure, unfortunately, in a way. For sure.
Yeah. Exactly.
But so Anarchy in the Arena, Matt Martell, Daddy Magic. This guy bled like crazy. He bled like I don't know how to compare. Dusty Rhodes in the 80s.
Yeah. He was just gushing blood from his face.
You've seen his scar on Dynamite, like
it was
cool, man.
Yeah, he went all out. Those kids, the Garcia, Menard, Martel, they went out like crazy.
Matt Menard, we'll call him by his real wrestling name now here.
Like, wow. That's all I can
they put on a great performance. That match was honestly pretty nuts. I thought towards the middle of the match, I thought it was towards the end. And by then I was like, well, this is like, okay. But then it went on like, they upped it. It was pretty violent. It was violent.
It was pretty intense. I mean, Eddie Kingston's a nut. Like, there's nothing else to say. And at one point, where are the lines blurred between Eddie Kingston and Eddie Kingston in life?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's such a GTA character, man.
He's just himself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I saw an interview once with him. You know how for a while their Impact had the Explosion, and before Explosion, they had this one-on-one interview that Josh Matthews would do with the guy around the ring or whatever while they were putting the ring up, And Eddie Kingston is definitely who the fuck he is on TV. Like, there's no like toned down maybe a little bit. He actually told you
between him and Danielson. That's interesting. It's a cool dynamic. It kind of ended up fucking them over in the match. Jericho Appreciation Society won the match, which I was kind of happily surprised.
I was happily surprised too, which is good because then to me it's like, okay, cool. So now the feud continues.
Yeah, exactly. And it looks like the feud will continue too.
The feud continues until the babyface wins.
Yeah, there you go. That's the golden rule of wrestling, basically.
Yeah. If the babyface wins, there's no feud to be done.
That's it.
Like
the dragon has been slayed.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
night moves on. That's basically the story of
unless you make it to where you make the heel snap into a total.
Yeah, and he kind of evolves into something else.
He evolves into a giant psycho because he kills the babyface almost, between an inch of his life because he beat him. You know what I mean? Like or something crazy like that. But usually it ends there. So for them to make this wins, that means it's only going to escalate. It's going to escalate.
And they came out dressed like a 90s boy band.
Yeah.
Pretty hilarious costumes.
Yeah, they're really milking the wrestling entertainers.
Yeah. Menard is getting a lot of time, a lot of great camera time, Mic
Yeah,
time, camera time.
yeah.
And we
Good.
get a new AEW champion, CM Punk.
I mean, are you surprised?
No, no. It was a good match. I mean, let's just like segue into the Dynamite right away. We didn't
Yeah.
see we didn't see Hangman on Dynamite. He lose the belt, didn't come out, didn't say fuck all on Dynamite.
Rebranding of his character. You
Yeah.
have to.
He's gonna go back to the drinking, maybe.
That's what I was thinking. You either make him go back to the drinking and make him a pitiful face, a face still, but pitiful. Pity him. You know, he's
Yeah,
depressed.
like
He's
yeah.
down on his
Everyone
luck.
feels bad
You
for
know,
him.
or you totally make him snap and turn him 100% heel. You
Yeah.
know,
It
like
could go
in my
maybe like like anti-hero.
yeah, like full anti-hero. You know what I mean? Yeah, I got to get my belt back at any cost necessary. You know.
I don't know what we're gonna see with Hangman, but yeah, I don't know. I kind of expected to see him, but right away we see Punk out here. It was a hot crowd. Right away, the hot crowd was really hot for FTR and Punk starting out Dynamite, taking on the Ass Boys and Max Caster.
This
Max
is great.
Caster said, "I'm gonna make you pay like Amber Heard." The crowd went crazy.
They went nuts. Max Caster's amazing.
Yeah, he's definitely one of my favorites these days.
Oh, he is, and even Anthony Bowen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, even the Ass
Even
Boys are pretty good. I'll
the
say.
ass boys. Like this whole clique is pretty funny.
Yeah,
At
it's
the end.
working. They look like they would hang out. They're about the same age. They look like a bunch of guys who like went to college together or something.
Yeah, exactly. And I'd like to say though, kudos to Anthony Bowens because during the match they show the thing for the Gay Pride Month. I did not know he was gay.
Really, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, he was. He was talking about how hard it was for him and stuff like that in life and everything. And yeah, hats off to him for that. I mean, it's a difficult thing, especially in the
Yeah,
wrestling business. There's more and more
yeah, it's a
gays now, but
macho
it's still
thing
a
for sure.
macho, you know what I mean? Majority a macho, business and things like any sport, and holy fuck, man, like I'm saying, I didn't know he was gay, so kudos, you know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, there's a
For coming
couple
out like that.
wrestlers that are identify as being gay, but if you look at it, I'm sure there's like if you look at like the major sports, there must be some gay athletes in there, but they're probably just not comfortable yet, like saying it. But in
No, no,
wrestling,
no,
there's
no.
some who are comfortable saying it now.
I think media totally puts it out too much out there sometimes. You know what I'm saying? When it comes
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah. They make it like, oh, now you're like the face of the whole movement.
exactly, and it's like, yo, no, I just wanted to get it out there, so I can feel open about who I am.
Yeah, that's
Basically, it
it.
doesn't mean
Exactly.
you have to put it on the front of every damn paper and keep asking me questions every week about it. So kudos to him for that. What a great opening match, man.
Yeah, it
Like
was
this,
great triple 3-on-3. I like FTR and Punk together.
it is. Is this a new crew though? Is this a thing? Because they came out when he won the belt too at the
Yeah,
pay-per-view. So
I think they're
like,
like kind of
they're
boys.
probably real life friends or something, I would assume, or something like that. So
All guys that love wrestling probably
yeah,
just get along talking about wrestling. It's pretty easy, like
exactly.
when you all have the same passion. That's why sometimes in Quebec wrestling in the past, when I've seen people have arguments, it's like you people have more in common than you don't. You should try to be friends because not everyone likes wrestling. It's hard to find people who
Exactly.
like wrestling. So yeah, it was a great match. Punk and FTR pull off the win. Punk does a promo after, and FTR is there. They kind of add a bit into the promo. It's weird. I'm starting to find it weird that like they have these guys walking around with these Ring of Honor titles when there's no news of what's going on with Ring of Honor though.
That is weird. That is weird. That is weird. It's kind of like just them carrying a trophy for nothing. Kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah, exactly.
I mean, it to me, it makes it look like it has just as much value as the FTW title that Starks carries around, which is not
Exactly.
a legit title. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the
Like a
day,
relic from the past, more than like a actual.
exactly. You know what I'm saying? Um, I
So
mean,
yeah,
the fans love them. They have gone completely face now, giving
yeah,
hands out like bongs to the fans and shit. I was like, oh, okay. So these guys are like totally fan favorites now. So
probably
cool.
selling some good merch.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I can't get the damn song out of my head, even
Yeah,
though it's
yeah,
just music. You know, like it's 280s. It just
yeah.
sticks in your head. You know what
Very
I
similar
mean?
to
Like
the
the
Midnight
80s team.
Express, but not
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, exactly. I mean, it's an homage to the
Yeah,
Midnight Express.
exactly. Yeah, they're great.
Next thing they need to do is come out with Cornette managing them.
I know.
Oh, Tony Khan would never do that, but would that not be bananas?
I'd be happy if he did, but most people wouldn't, I guess. I
Man, well,
think
of
he would
course.
get some good heat,
Oh man, would he ever?
you know.
Man, Corny gets the
So
most heat.
yeah, but he's still out there, still doing his podcast. I suggest to anyone listen to it. He has a real opinion from someone who was in wrestling when it was still the real
Not
wrestling, you know.
not just wrestling. He has pretty good opinions in
Yeah,
life. I
yeah, he
mean,
has very
man,
good
like
opinions about
he,
politics,
oh yeah, he
other
does. He
stuff.
opened up his last podcast talking about the gun thing in Texas, and it's just an amazing monologue that he goes on about it. You know what I'm saying? And then you kind of
Yeah.
see the real Jim Cornette. Like people could say a lot of things about Cornette. Cornette is, although he lives in Louisville, you wouldn't think so, Kentucky, far from being a bigot.
No,
Very
he's not. He's
open,
not at all. He's liberal, very liberal.
very liberal person, very, you know what I mean, open-minded
I've
and
actually met him once at a Ring of Honor show, my first Ring of Honor show.
yeah.
And like I'll say, he was one of the coolest people to meet. He was super nice. Um, yeah, and it just inspired me to like continue into getting into
It's
wrestling
wrestling.
and what I was doing at the
Yeah,
time, you
even
know?
if you can't do it in the ring, you know what I mean? He's done everything you can do outside of
Yeah,
it,
exactly. Exactly. He did
you
his
know?
own leagues and everything. It was, to me, I'll always consider him a big legend, a big time legend. Like to me, meeting him was it's one of the biggest legends I ever met still to me,
That's cool.
to this day. And he gave me his business card. I still have it.
That is awesome. That's
Yeah.
fucking awesome, man. Get him a cheeseburger and a fucking Dr. Pepper, man, and
Fuck,
he'll
I'd
love
buy
you
him a
for
fucking
he'll
cheeseburger any
love you
day.
forever. Forever.
So
Tell me.
yeah, hopefully that happens one day. But
Yeah.
um
So
yeah,
back to FTR.
yeah, his promo continues then. Basically one thing leads to another. They're talking about the Forbidden Door pay-per-view, which is later this month, and Tanahashi shows up. How does
Okay, that's
Tanahashi
impressive.
show up just to stand there? They really pay this guy to fly from Japan to just be like, hello. I guess they're on the
Well,
West Coast. It's not as
yeah,
bad as flying
it
him to like
wasn't.
Philly,
And
but
that is the only reason they were able to get Tanashi before the pay-per-view. Strictly because they were in LA. If they were on the East Coast, there was no way this man was
yeah,
appearing on TV. No way.
that's it. No, I agree. I'm pretty sure that's probably the only reason too. It was cool to see him. I can't wait to see that match.
That's
Um,
gonna be sick.
yeah, I can't wait to see who Okada's opponent is. Uh, if he
Adam
has
Cole.
one. I mean, I'm not assuming anything. I hope he's
Adam
there.
Cole. Adam Cole.
Adam Cole, that would be good. That would be good. He's a lot bigger than Adam Cole.
He is,
Yeah.
but still.
No, yeah, that would be very good.
I mean, Tanahashi is bigger than CM Punk. Isn't
For some
Tanahashi
reason,
like
I want to see him against MJF. But right now, I'm just loving MJF. I want to see him against everyone.
who does not love MJF? Let's skip to MJF. So
Let's just
Tanahashi
get to the
really cool.
MJF part.
Okay,
MJF
let's just
part
go.
is actually right next. What happened?
Yeah. So let's just give a prop to Tanahashi and also to the way that they shot away from Tanahashi after to Jim Ross and Tony Schiavone and Excalibur. And they're talking senseless and going, and they're still staring at each other. And in my head, I
Yeah,
was like, so Tanashi's still out there, but you're not filming him anymore? Like, that don't make sense to me. You should film until the guy leaves. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
And then
That
so
was
they
like a
cut him.
little bit awkward for sure.
That was really awkward. I was like, that's really awkward. But
Like
okay.
Bill Watts would not approve of that.
No, but
Um,
that was some live TV fuck up right there. So,
yeah, no, for sure. But hey, that's live TV. I'll say Jim Ross did a great job of hyping up Tanahashi though.
saying he's
You
one
know,
of the greatest wrestlers he's seen at the
yeah.
moment. So yeah, that was
So
coming from
let's,
JR.
yeah, no, yeah, that's great. That's great praise for sure.
You know,
Let's get into the MJF promo. MJF comes out, like we were saying last. I don't know if we talked about it last week. MJF was apparently having contract disputes over the weekend. I don't know how far the rumors are, but anyways, he ended up actually wrestling on the show. But apparently he's disgruntled. Apparently he's unhappy that he's not one of the highest paid guys, despite the fact that he's like
the
uncontestably
main,
one of the best characters on the show.
yeah, he
That's
really is.
basically what he goes over in his promo. He calls Tony Khan a fucking mark. I don't know if this is the first time anyone said fuck on a major wrestling show, but it's possible.
Man, that's intense because you were on TBS.
I know, man. I don't know if
You
they
know,
got special clearance for that.
I don't know, man. Like at one point they cut his microphone. So me in my head, I'm going, okay,
Right after that, they cut it.
yeah. So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, this is either CM Punk being like, you know what's going to be cool if you go out there and you do what I did, but do your way of doing it. Or if he just went out and did this on his own, like, and they just
Tony
went
Khan's
with
too trusting, like, do your promo, say whatever you want. He's like, okay, I'll go say whatever I want then.
exactly, exactly. Because like some people made reference to that today. They actually took his picture off of the AEW site. Like
Wow.
MJF's picture's down. Like Beyond Three Count on Instagram showed that, and then some other people picked it up. And if you go check, his picture's off. They took it
Wow.
off. So if this is a work, this is a sick ass work. Like if this is a work, which it could be, they're out marking the marks right now. Like
Yeah.
they talked about it and they were like, we're gonna mind fuck them. They're gonna
And
really fucking think I'm
that's what
gone.
makes MJF like the most interesting character in wrestling today.
Yeah, it does because you don't know what's real and what's not real because he says real shit all the fucking time.
Yeah, he's like, yeah. So one great thing he says in the promo, he's like, oh, you like to pay ex WWE guys. Maybe you'll pay me more if I become an ex WWE guy.
Yeah, that was sick. Just
Yeah.
that right there, and you're just like, oh fuck. And I'll go on to say that if he loses MJF to the WWE, uh, that's gonna hurt them.
That's a
He
big loss for sure.
that's a loss.
Yeah.
That's a big loss. Like
Right now,
that's
he's the most interesting character on the
yeah,
show. Anyone who he gets in a feud with, interest instantly becomes interesting.
instantly, instantly.
Like, look what it did for Wardlow. It did like
Wardlow
made
is
him.
now that he's the new Batista.
That's it. He could go for the world title right now. People would think it's credible if he's in a
Yeah,
main event for the going against Punk.
exactly. Exactly. They would. You know what I'm saying? And you could put the title on him and nobody complained. They'd be like, yo, of course. Nobody could stop Wardlow. Look at him.
What I was thinking when he was doing when MJF was doing this promo, I think if this is just an angle, this it might be the angle that will actually get them ratings. People are gonna start tuning in more if they keep doing shit like this. But like,
Yeah.
you can't just have the guys say fuck all the time on TV.
No, because it's
But
you have to pay. You have to pay when that happens.
Tony Khan's like, look, 500 grand, okay, it's okay.
Yeah,
Just
you know
say
what I'm
fuck.
saying? I
Call
don't
me a
know if it's
fucking
that
mark
much,
on TV.
but I don't know if it's that much, but it might be 25 or 20 grand. You know what I'm saying? And that's still
I
25 grand.
mean, Family Guy, they don't even say fuck, you know?
No, exactly. You know, like so. I mean, that's
It was an
hard.
awesome, it felt like a authentic promo. I don't know. This guy is a next level wrestler. He's head and shoulders above everybody else at this point. He really
Yeah,
is. He really is. What he says in his promo, I gotta give it to him. The guy's
he
pretty
pretty
much,
much is that.
yeah. And
So,
he's still
and to
like
take,
kind of a new-ish wrestler. He hasn't even feuded with everyone. He got a lot of cheers. So
yeah, at one point the people were behind what he was
yeah,
saying
exactly. At one point they're chanting his name.
because he's right. And it's what I said last week when we first turned into AEW and everybody was excited about it because everybody watched All In and All In was awesome
Yeah.
because it was a bunch of guys from all the indie companies together, which is cool. That's what you want, And ex WWE guys is okay too every once in a while. Guys that you haven't seen on TV for a year or two or whatnot. That's always cool.
Guys that are still like in their prime that can still go, not
Exactly.
guys in the end of their career.
But now TV has completely come. Basically. I mean, it's basically WWE with a few guys sprinkled in here and there now.
Yeah, it's more and more that way. I mean, tonight there was a match. I'll say the match that I enjoyed least on the show. We'll talk about it later. But Miro's back against John Morrison. Not that I have anything against either of these wrestlers, but just both of them together, it felt like these guys are so old WWE characters.
Yes, because they were oversaturated to us in WWE. You know what I'm saying? And so you have Johnny Elite come out and it's like, oh, okay, everybody knew he was gonna go there. He was
And they
obviously
haven't
not.
evolved their characters. Well, they haven't evolved their characters enough to a
I
certain
mean,
extent.
he's never really evolved. He's John Morrison. It's just
Yeah,
that he changes his name to the company that he's with. That's all he does.
yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? At the end of the day, everybody knew he was going to come. Everybody knew he wasn't going to go back to Impact. He's already been there. He's already won the title. He was there for like 2 years. It's not, you know what I mean? Nothing for him to do there.
No,
So
no.
everybody,
I mean, it's definitely a good place for him to be, and there is some interesting characters that he could wrestle against. But yeah, just that matchup, I just didn't enjoy that
no,
for some reason. So
exactly.
yeah, so we're gonna end up part one here, and we'll be back with part two of Pro Wrestling Tonight. In just log on and you'll be able to see it right away.